Coming from a small town and studying at IIT Hyderabad for 4 years has taught me a lot. Less about academics, but more about people, more about life, and more about myself. Now, college isn't just a place to get your degree, it's the first taste of freedom for most students. Nobody to tell you what to do sounds pretty amazing, but it also means there is nobody to stop you from making dumb decisions and extremely sabotaging your physical or mental health or completely disrupting your self-confidence. But when you make minimal mistakes and learn from them and actually make the right decisions, college can absolutely transform you as a person like it did for me. 5 years ago, this shy, timid, underconfident boy came to college and look at me now. And although I like to believe I had an amazing college life, I too made a fair share of mistakes and regretted them later. So in today's video, I'm going to give first year Sanko some brutally honest advice so he doesn't make the same mistakes, can hone in and have a much better college life than I had. Now this is going to be a very informative, eye-opening, but yet chill video. Take it like coming from a big brother. Like, I've never had an older sibling to tell me all of these things, and I want to be the older sibling for all of you guys to tell you and open your eyes before you go into these traps and make the same mistakes that I did. So a very frequent question that I get on YouTube or Instagram is that, is it okay to be in a relationship? Is it okay to have a crush when I'm preparing for JEE? Now I can see the desperation over there, but when you finally come into college, I can see the floodgates open ki abhi you will try to get into a relationship and have a lot of crushes and all of that, and that's absolutely fine. Infatuation and attraction comes very naturally to all human beings, and that is absolutely fine. Nothing wrong with that. But how much you invest into that really makes a difference. Now in final years of high school and first year of college, we are hitting the peak of our puberty, and it's absolutely normal to have crushes. Like, I've had crushes, and bro, it's amazing how I never missed a single breakfast in my first semester. Bro. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. Now you see, that kind of behavior is sort of acceptable. What is not acceptable is hurting your own self-esteem, demeaning yourself, and getting out of your way, hurting your own work and your own life and your own academics to get someone else's attention. That, my friend, is called simping. Now there are two sides to this coin. Falling for someone miserably and getting hurt is probably an important step for people who do not like to listen to logic. But the truth is, simping almost never works out. You either get bashed or used by someone because you always made time for themselves. It's not even their fault. If you always made yourself available, hurting your own academics, your own life, it's not their fault that they used you or they did not give enough attention. Now, this might sound like a fantasy to some hopeless romantic somewhere in the world, but think about it a little bit practically. You are in college because your parents are paying some fees for you to be there. They are expecting you to do great things in your college life, and you're doing this. Now, the other side of the coin is that the low quality life that a simp lives attracts low quality people. Whenever you meet a hardworking person, you will always see that they like other hardworking persons, someone who has a goal, someone who has a purpose in life, someone who is working towards something. Now, whether you want low quality people in your life or high quality driven people in your life, that is completely up to you. But to get driven and high quality people in your life, you first have to focus on yourself. So wake the fuck up and stop chasing people. Even if you desperately want to date someone, chasing them is not the answer. Focusing on yourself and becoming a better version of yourself is almost always the answer. No matter what that guy on Reddit or your senior is telling you, CGPA is very important. When I say CGPA is very important, I'm not telling you to have a 9 plus CGPA. That is a little too hard. But at least in engineering, having an 8 plus CGPA is not that hard as per my experience and as per the experience of people that I have around me. And the problem is that a lot of people will tell you that CGPAs are not important, and you will live by that motto, and suddenly it's third year or fourth year of your college, your CGPA is like 5.6 or 6.1, and you suddenly realize when the internship session or the placement session starts, you suddenly realize that you cannot sit for 90% of the companies. Doesn't matter if you have good coding skills or something, you are not even eligible to sit for the exams. And then you will realize, my friend, that how important CGPA really was. And it will be already too late because you are already in the last year of your college. Back when I was in college, the thing that I sucked the most at was communicating with people. I was very scared of talking to people, talking in larger groups, or especially like spending a lot of time with people and communicating. Now my dumbass convinced myself that if I had good skills, if I was really good at something, that would make up for the lack of communication skills. People will know me for my skills, that oh, this guy makes good videos, that guy is Sanko. Now that sort of worked out pretty well in college, but it will be a complete nightmare outside of college, because in a college a lot of people are summed up together in one campus. People are destined to meet someone. Whether in real life, if I stay indoors all the time, I will not meet any single person. And that mindset I had in college was nothing but a huge delusion that I made around myself so I could justify not improving my social skills. And after spending ample amount of time with startup founders, with agency owners, with other bigger creators who are making way more money than I am making, or making better art than I am making, I finally broke through my delusion. Communication skills is not even arguably, is definitely the most important skill to have in this world. Because this world runs on stories, it runs on emotions. So how well you can invoke emotions in people, how well you can hook people into listening to your story is the ultimate superpower. I would even go on to say, rather than your actual skills that you are working on, your communication skills is on the top. It is more important, and it makes everything in your life so much easier. And that is exactly why I will urge every first year student to get out of your room every day and try to meet new people, try to be involved in different activities, and try to put yourself out there so you interact and you can fail and you can learn and you can actually hone your communication skills as much as possible. Because it might not seem like a very big deal if you just stay in your room in your first year and you do not really converse with people, but trust me, it gets worse with time and you really need to get out of this. Another delusion that I had in college was that I do not really need to worry about what I wear. Real people will only judge me with my skills and my personality. Absolute bullshit. Because a book will always be judged by its cover and you will always be judged by your dressing sense. Now, I'm not saying you need to buy very expensive clothes, but you should learn about outfit building, which clothes complement your body and what colors could go together, how to use the color picking method to build different outfits, and also what type of outfits are suited for what situation, and also which are the colors that look good on you. These are the basic things that you should know before you start wearing different things and experimenting with your different outfits. And with experimenting, you will learn a lot about what kind of clothes look good on you, and this will be making you looking far better, far more approachable, far more attractive. Like, it will be an instant bump in your personality. It will be an instant bump in the perception that people have towards you. Now, because I was living in this delusion for like 3 to 4 years of my college life, my dressing sense have not really taken the higher step yet, but I am trying to improve after college, very sadly. So do not make the same mistake. Please actually focus on what you wear and how you can make yourself look better. Now, as I said at the start of this video, college is the first taste of true freedom for most students. There is no one to tell you what to eat, when to go to bed, what to read, when to read, none of that. But this, my friend, is an illusion of freedom, because with the mask of freedom comes a huge amount of responsibilities to take control of your life, to actually look after yourself, because previously, you are not looking after yourself. Your mother or your father was. But right now, you have to be your own parent. And because of this exact freedom, it is very easy to fall into toxic loops and bad rabbit holes, which can completely disrupt your academic life or your college life and your self-esteem altogether. That is why you will see only the most disciplined ones come out victorious out of a college life. They will be the ones making the most progress. They will be the ones getting the highest packages. And at the end, everyone will just praise, oh, he's just smart, guys. He is very smart. No, he has been disciplined throughout his whole life. I'm not saying you do not have fun. Have a lot of fun, because college life is probably the most fun phase you will have in your whole life. That sounds depressing, but bros, life is very, very different after college. So have fun, but also keep track of your mental, your financial, and your physical health. And also your academics, because that is the main reason you're in college. I personally used to use Notion when I was in college. All throughout the 4 years, I used Notion to track, plan, execute anything and everything from my academics, from my health, from my side hustle, all this YouTube thingy that I was doing since the first year of college. I use Notion for all of that. This video is not at all sponsored by Notion, but it is such a revolutionary software that I want to mention it in this video. And I also have my own Notion templates which can help you take your life to the next level. If you are interested in any of that, you can check the first link in the description. But I'm not saying Notion is the solution. It is just a tool. And if you have the discipline and a pen or paper works the best for you, if a diary works the best for you, if a sticky note works the best for you, go ahead and use that, but please take control of your life. This one is pretty stupid. You will hear first year student tell how hard first year is. You will hear second year students tell how hard second year is. Same for third year and fourth year. So it is very obvious. In every year of college, you will realize that this year is much harder than the previous year. Okay, some people are in their first year thinking, oh, it is very hard in our first year, I'll enjoy in second year. It does not happen. So always try to enjoy as much as you can in the current year possible, while not hurting your academics, not hurting your physical mental health. Enjoy as much as you can, because the next year is going to be even more hectic. I have been a victim to this as well. I was very focused, laser focused in my first year, and I felt like, fuck, I really need to make the most of my first year academically and being more productive. I can have a little more fun in my second year. It did not happen. And I regret that decision till this day, that there were a lot of opportunities in my first year where I could have made a lot more memories, met a lot more people, and I did not do that. Don't be like me. Now, talking about having regrets of not having enough fun, as a broader perspective, I also want to say that please have as many experiences, make as many memories, and try new things in college, because the life after college is really, really miserable. I know it is sold to you that getting a good job will really make your life really amazing. It does not, because I have seen the reality of corporate life in my friends, in my colleagues, and in my 1 year of corporate that I have lived through. People are just working for 5 days. Then at Saturday night or Friday night, they're going out drinking to clubs and bars and pubs. And the next day they are completely hungover. They're not even living the weekends that they get to refresh themselves and come back stronger. And they are not even aware of the weekends passing by, because they're almost always drunk. If you do not believe me, if you are of age, try going to a pub or a bar, and you will see the sad reality of life after college. So please, that is why I feel like it's very important. Even if you are 70% or 50% as productive as you can be, sacrifice that little bit of productivity, sacrifice that little bit of CGPA, and enjoy your college life. This is something that I regret. I was laser focused in making my YouTube channel big, laser focused on getting a good placement, a good internship. I feel like I did not have enough fun in college. I really feel like I could have done more. And if you are in college, first year, second, third, or fourth year, whenever you are, you still have time. You still have time to make a lot of memories. Now, talking about having fun, I saw a lot of people having fun every single weekend in college, but still not make any memories, still not make anything significant out of those. Here, I make a clear distinction between high intensity fun and low intensity fun. Low intensity fun is going out to a mall with your friends, right? Low intensity fun is going out drinking. Low intensity fun is ordering food and sitting with your friends. Now these things are okay, these things are very good, perfect. But if you are doing this every single weekend, spending like 1,000 or 1,500 every single weekend, these are the things that you will not remember very distinctively. But what is high intensity fun? This is something that me and my friends really focused on. We used to save for like a month or two and then go on a vacation together. Go on a college trip to like Manali, to Goa or somewhere else, but go on a college trip, or maybe throw a huge ass party. I'm not saying that you should not party in college, but instead of partying every single weekend, save up for a whole month and book a villa and throw a huge ass party. That is called high intensity fun, and those are the things that you are actually going to remember at the end of the 4 year. I don't remember when I ordered food and how many shawarmas we ate, but I remember when we went to Manali. I remembered when we threw the biggest party, our farewell party ever in college. And the other good side of high intensity fun is that if you are partying every weekend, you are wasting all of your weekends. But if you are saving for 3 weekends and doing a big party in one weekend, you are essentially saving up more time to put into your work, your academics, or whatever side hustle that you're building. It's a win-win in both direction. People say that you will make the best friends of your life in college. Now, I am barely 23 years old, only 1 year out of college, but so far it has been true. I have made the best friends that I have right now in college only. And again, of my whatever 23 years old life, I have had, shut the fuck up. The point that I'm trying to get to is that when you're living in hostel, you are encountering a lot of people, you're making a lot of friends, and inevitably the other side of the coin also exists. You will lose friends in college as well. Not just at the end of college, you will lose friends while in college as well. And it will get super uncomfortable. It will be sad. It will be depressing. You will be reminiscing on the times that you have spent together. But I'm sure everyone who has ever been to college will have one or two people who they used to be really close in first year, but at the end of fourth year, they do not even talk to. And I always say losing friends is part of the process. It is a part of the process of finding the best friends that you can ever have in your life. And see, I do not see friendships as this long-lasting, forever BFF thing. I see friendships as the shared amount of time. Even if I shared a very good experiences with someone for 2 years, it has been a very good friendship. Even if we don't talk right now, I really appreciate that we had those 2 or 3 years of friendship because I was really happy. And I think by default, we expect the longevity that no one has ever guaranteed because life change, people change with time. And the person that I was friends with might not even be there anymore. That person might have changed quite a lot and it doesn't make sense for us to be friends. That does not mean that I cannot be grateful for the time we have had. So I urge all of you to not mourn over lost friendships, not mourn over the lack of longevity your friendships had, but actually be grateful for what time you had, man. You had a lot of fun. Be grateful for that. Now, shifting the topic just a little bit, it is very important. I know, a lot of people have already said this, but they have said this because it is actually very important. It is very important to take care of your mental and your physical health. Now, I, being a dumb fuck mentally and emotionally, I do not know how to take care of my mental health. Whenever I face any mental problems, whenever I'm struggling with my mental health, I distract myself with work. Not the best way to do it, but again, I'm not a very emotionally or mentally intelligent person that way. But physical health, that I know. Physical health is very, very important. I started lifting heavy weights. It boosted my self-confidence. It made me look better. Clothes fit me better. I looked more attractive to other people. And bro, it also gave me more discipline because when I'm doing hard things in the gym, it is also training my brain to do hard things outside of the gym as well. So what are the hard things? Like studying before an exam, like putting in the work consistently without seeing any result. These are the hard things that require discipline that is built in the gym. So even if you don't want to go to the gym, it might not be your cup of tea, at least play some kind of sport. There needs to be some heavy, intense physical activity, be it sports or be it gym. It has to be a part of your daily routine. If not daily, at least keep it like 3 to 4 times a week. It will change your life. Trust me. Ask anyone who has started going to the gym and they have regretted it. There is not a single person who would tell you, oh bro, I started going to the gym and I really, really regret it. And I think you know the reason. Now, college is not just the last chance to have a lot of fun. You can still have fun after your college life. But college is probably the last chance where you have the opportunity to try as many things as you want. Because if I'm a corporate employee, I do not have enough time to try different hobbies. I could probably focus on one hobby, but to try different things like every month, you cannot really do that. But in college, especially if you're in engineering, I do not know much about medical or law or business, but at least in engineering, there is a lot of time and a lot of opportunity to try 100 different things in your college life. And the more things you try, the more is the chance that you find something to be your passion. You finally have something where you like to do something. And once you find that, you sort of have your side hustle whenever you go into a corporate life or whenever you want to quit your job, you exactly know what you want to do in life. When you finally achieve financial freedom, you know what you want to do in life. And for having a purpose in life is probably the most important thing a human being can have, because a life without purpose is rather not lived. Let's talk about a few things that people generally don't like to talk about. about. The first one is something that most of us will inevitably face in the first years of our college, and that is the ragging from seniors. I know that ragging is always shown in a really bad light, and I agree. It is really bad to physically or mentally harm someone. But there is also another side of this ragging. Like if you are ragged how my seniors used to do it, it is a completely different story. Very mild interactions and fun but challenging tasks that these seniors will give you, they are actually not meaning bad things, right? But I know, bad things happen in ragging. They need to be very, very careful. But at least in my own experience, the kind of ragging that I have been through, it has been really cool, challenging, a little bit nerve-wracking at the point, but they have made the best connections I have made with my seniors. Like in my own experience from both ends, good seniors always make sure that you do not get into any trouble, you are not hurt physically or mentally. You might be a little bit nerve-wracked, but even if you get into any kind of trouble, the good senior will always take the blame and handle the situation. They will never let you get into any kind of trouble. So this can be a hard take, but I think mild amount of ragging, some controlled amount of ragging is actually a good thing, but I understand it is not for everyone. But for the people who can handle these things with a little laughter and a really light-hearted conversation, they make the best juniors and the best senior combinations. They make the best bonds. Like how do you think I met Kuntal? We did not meet with a camera in hand. How do you think I met Kuntal? And he is probably my favorite junior, this junior I talk the most to, and we are literally working together at this point. So that is why I say with or without ragging, other than your own batchmates, you should also try to make good connections with your seniors as well. Your seniors have the experiences of going through the same problems that you are going through right now. So that is why I always would prioritize. If I'm in first year, don't be pushy, don't be problematic, don't be causing any trouble, but mind people's spaces, but still try to make good connections with your seniors. They will pay you dividends. Now we have talked about how we can use the newly earned freedom in a good way. Now let's talk about how people generally use the newly earned freedom in a bad way. Here's the hard-hitting truth. If you're in the first year of college, or if you have not been to college, you might disagree with me because you do not have enough information. But if you have ever been to college, or if you're currently in college, you will agree with me that no matter what anyone says, there is absurd amount of nashe going on in every campus, everywhere. And it is very easy to get into this substance abuse thing because it is available around every corner and there is no one to stop you. Your parents are not around to control you. Your parents are not around to supervise you from these things. Now, I would not label them as good or bad. I think it's everyone's personal choice. Everyone who is doing any of these things, like everyone who is smoking a cigarette, no, it is bad for their health. But if they are doing it still, it's their personal choice. It is not my point to bash and say, bro, ye nahi karna chahiye, bro, yes. I do not want to do that. You are smart enough. You are making your choice. I respect it. You do whatever you want. But I just want to make sure that you do not get into this substance or get into this habit just to look cool or just to fit into a group. Now, although I highly recommend against it because it has the potential to absolutely ruin your life completely, if you still want to do it, just make sure it is your free will and not something else. And this is especially important because you are not close to your parents anymore. There is a huge distance between your hostel and your parents, and this is very common among a lot of people that when they finally come to college, they have all this built up retaliation against their parents that they shut them out. I will highly recommend against it because it takes time for you to realize how your parents are getting old and how much important they are in your life. I need you to trust me when I say this because if you are a single child, especially if you are a single child, your parents' whole world revolved around you when you are back at home. But now with you gone, the house seems a little empty. The air seems a little denser and it's not the same anymore. They really want to talk to you, but you have shut them out completely. You don't really want to converse with them. You don't want to share anything. You want to hide everything that is going on in your life. I'm not saying share everything, but I'm saying be in contact, be vulnerable, just a little bit. Because you will soon realize, if you do not agree, like it has been 1 year that I've been out of college, and till this day, every single day after dinner I call my parents, every single day. And if you do not agree with whatever I'm saying, you will be realizing how wrong you are in the coming years. And it might already be too late for you. And I don't want you to be in that situation. That is what I am telling you. Please call your parents regularly. At least once a day. If not once a day, at least 5-6 times a week. They are yearning for that call, and they have not learned to be vulnerable enough to their child that they can tell you or they can call you even when you are ignoring them. With that, we are at the end of the video. I really hope if you are in first year or second year of your college, or if you are just preparing for going into college, this video helps you a lot. These are like really brutally honest advice for the first year Samko that went into college and was feeling clueless, vulnerable, anxious. I really hope someone would have told me all of these things, and I want to be that someone for as many people as I can be to make their college life 10 times better. I think I am serving some kind of purpose in that, and as I said, having a purpose in life is probably the most important thing to have. Alright, no more babbling. I know it has been a really long video, but I hope you took away some value and you are going to keep a few of these things in mind when you are navigating through the challenges and the hurdles and the memories that you're going to make in your college. It is going to be really, really fun. Do not be worried. It is okay to be anxious. It is okay to be nervous. But remember, college is going to be a complete blast, and your college life can be whatever you want it to be. So have a really good college life and have a really nice day. I will see you really, really soon. And I am finally back in a new flat. As you can see, whole new setup, whole new flat. I'll give a tour of the flat. I'll give a whole explanation of how this setup is looking, what are the different things that I bought, and how things are looking. More live updates coming in a vlog really, really soon. So stay tuned for that. Bye-bye.